Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here, and welcome again to another reaction video. And in today's video, we're going to cover XM Studios. They just released the Flash and the Reverse Flash in 1/4 and 1/6 scales, and people are really excited for it. Some of you already asked me what I think about it. So in this video, I want to cover all of that, the good and the bad. But before we get into it, I want to say thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching the videos, for leaving likes, leaving comments, for sharing this with your friends through social media. It really helps this channel grow, and I'm really grateful for it. And also want to thank those who are supporting me through Patreon. I know it's tough times we're going through, but thank you for every dollar that you put really into this channel. Really helps this channel grow. So thank you for that. So now let's get into it, and here you can see the 4 different versions, the 1/4 and the 1/6. Now there are some differences between the 2 scales, which is a bummer. I just came to realize that. I saw a comment from someone in social media, then I came to the website, I looked at the information, and I realized that is the truth. The 1/4 and the 1/6 do not come with the same thing. The 1/4 is the full bundle that has everything, the extra torso and all of that. The 1/6 do not have it. And that to me is disappointing, particularly at this price point. You know, I don't know. I just feel that they just keeping it on that price range because that's what the Rebirth price range is on that collection. But to me, it just doesn't yell well. I don't feel that that should be the case, because if Twitterhead is able to provide extra parts and they're just tackling the 1/6 and the 1/4, I think XM should do also the same. And they have done in the previous pieces that they release in this 2 different scales. They were able to do it. Here you don't get that. To me, that's a bummer. I feel that they should have done that. It feels that the 1/6 is going to be the poor version of the 1/4, which in some cases people would agree that that's the case, but I don't think so. I think there are 1/6 scale collectors and there are 1/4 scale collectors, and both groups deserve the same level of love. That is my opinion, of course. Now let's look at the Flash first. The price for this one in Singapore dollars, and this is only available in Southeast Asia, is 1,399 Singapore dollars. You get a 10% discount if you're a Prestige member. You have to pay a deposit of 500 Singapore dollars. Now, the artists involved in the production of these 2 pieces, we have Rafa Sandoval. He is the designer of the whole collection here. And we have Alan Sales. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with Alan Sales, he's the one that actually did the sculpt for the first DC Rebirth Flash and the Reverse Flash. So they taken pretty much, if you look at the pieces very closely, you're gonna see that it's the same sculpt that has been retooled. So there's some difference, of course, with the custom and some of the pose, but when you look at the anatomy, when you look at the faces, it's pretty much, they're the same pieces. All right, now let's look at the pictures. And here, I'll tell you, I really like the way they position Flash here. It looks really good. He's very serious. This is definitely a piece that needs to have a companion, so the Reverse Flash is going to pair so well with it. Now, there is perhaps a little bit of leaning, but if I gotta be honest with you, I prefer the posing of this piece over the sideshow over the Daniel Bell's Flash. A lot of people love that. Of course, it's more affordable, and that is a good thing. And it really has a great anatomy. I love the anatomy on that piece. I'm not necessarily a fan of the pose, the extension of the hands and the fingers being so open. I'm not crazy about that, but I do think that this one has a better posing. It feels more natural. Although I can tell you in the anatomy, he looks elongated. I don't know, maybe it's just the angle of the lens. And here is the other torso, and I really love this concept. It's very, very different. And there's one thing that I will tell you, they did a good job with the resin. Everything here is polystone. They did a good job with the resin here. However, I still consider that in some cases, and I've said that before, XM still hasn't managed to do anything that has to do with clear resin or anything that has to do with some effects, natural effects, or any effect in a way that is transparent enough, that looks realistic enough. Although here, I will tell you, the paint job is excellent and really represents that twister that he's doing with his arm, which is kind of cool. And some people would not be fans, of course, of the lightning effects around his body, and I don't think they're removable, they're not detachable. But I know some people are not fans of those type of effects. But at the same time, you know, as you can see right here, it seems okay, but you know, I would love for that to be removable. I wanted to see the character in a more natural look, and then of course in your imagination you look at the effects around him. But that's just perhaps it's just a nitpick right there. But here, I love the way he has his hands. Some people will say maybe the hands are too pretty much he's extending the fingers to the way to the back, kind of like unnaturally. I think he's exerting his force right there. He's just applying the speed force, and he's going really fast. But to me, it looks more natural. Like I'm telling you, like the Daniel Bell's sculpt is a really nice sculpt, but I feel that this pose is better than his. Of course, just matter of opinion and perception. But here, I will tell you, the paint job is good. I like it, although there are some spots within the figure, within the statue, that you're going to see some imperfections in the line. And that's something that XM has been accused recently with other pieces. Like we had the Catwoman last week. I'm telling you that there were some lines that were not perfectly done. I think that they need to do a better job on that. Also, there's some damage. We're going to look at some pictures in just a moment. Some close-ups where you see some lines and some kind of like little holes, and some people would assume that this is just like battle damage stuff, but to me it seems more like imperfection on the casting rather than just something that is added to the custom to give more personality or more texture. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem to me like battle damage. Like you can see these lines, the lines are fine, but then you see this, I would say like kind of like, I don't know, like little holes within the sculpt. That doesn't seem natural to me. I don't know if that was sculpted like that. It seems to me more like imperfections, like little bubbles that happen sometimes when they're doing the molding and the casting, and the cast is not really well done, and there is imperfection. So that's the impression that I have. So people were pointing out about all these little imperfections, and to me, that is just the case. I may be wrong. Maybe that was the desire from the sculptor, just to give her that detail of, you know, make it look like battle damage, but in some spots it doesn't look like battle damage. It just feels like imperfection in the casting. But of course, you know, this is just a prototype. It's just a master. We still have to see the final product, and the final product will be the decisive point for everything. But here you can see, love the boots. I love the texture. It looks like leather on the boots. That's really nice. And this is the thing, of course, it has the XM touch, where you can see where there is that modern touch, but at the same time is being classic, so they respect that. And here you can see one of those lines where the red is bleeding into the skin. Those are the things that they need to get better at it, particularly with this masters when they showcase in these pieces. Here you can see the red is also bleeding on top of the eye, so it is not a perfect paint. This is the bad thing. From afar it looks fine, but when you get up close and you can see the imperfections. And to be honest, XM has always been very good at the paint jobs in all the prototypes, but this time around it's like it doesn't seem right. And of course here you can see the seam on this arm, all of that. Some people are pointing that out. Those are things that you see on a prototype that it's normal, but they need to do a better job so the prototypes don't become just the focal point, people thinking that this is what they're going to get. Now this is the stand for the torso. I love the stand. This is a really nice concept. And here you can see the other torso. I love the whole thing. I think the concept looks good. Of course, the prototype needs some work with the paint job and the lines. But other than that, I think it's a really nice concept. Now, if you ask me which one is better, this or Daniel Bell's, it's a tough choice. I think this one has more, of course, because he has the extra torso and the stand. But it is a tough choice because I think the other piece is really, really nice. Here you can see it with the other torso. It looks good. I think they did a good job. The sculpt is really good. Now we're looking at the reverse flash, and the price for this one is the same in Singapore dollars is $1,399. There's a 10% discount if you're a Prestige member. Only available in Southeast Asia. The edition size is 399 pieces. Now the same team work on this. Sandoval is the designer and Alan Sales is the sculptor. So when I look at this piece, I will tell you, I can see that the sculpt that was used for the reverse flash on the Rebirth collection, it's been taken as the same sculpt has been retooled to look this way, because even the post is very, very similar. So it's kind of on the opposite side, but of course you can, on the computer, on the program, you can just reverse it because this is a digital sculpt. It looked good though. I'm not saying that that is a point against it. It's just, it's a retooling, and I'm glad that they used this one because I really like this reverse flash, and it's really good. It has the red lining around him. Again, I would love for this to be removable. But it gives the, of course, the concept of the idea that he's running, the speed is going there, and of course you see this debris and all this damaged bridge and all of that, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I love the colors that they chose for this. I think I will tell you one thing. When I was comparing before I make this video, of course I have to come and look at the notes and everything so I can share my opinion. I found this piece, the paint job, to be better than in comparison to Flash. I think it was, done in a much better way. However, I still see that little lines and the little holes, which again, we can agree or we can assume that it's battle damage, but to me it's more like imperfection in the casting. But you know, it is what it is. But I love the paint job and the boots and the red and how everything is done and the shading. I think they did a fantastic job. I always love the colors that they chose for this character, and they look really, really good. And the way he's running, it feels even more natural. His run feels more natural than the one from Flash. I like his pose a lot more. This is the type of statue that you can actually get this one and even use right next to the sideshow. You can even do that. You want to save some money. If you're the type of person that you only need one reverse Flash, already are happy with the Flash from sideshow, then you can add this one. It's going to fit really well. And look at that detail on the leather on the boots. Really nice. And of course the base, and he's holding of course his spear. Really nice. I like that. It's a nice touch. Now this one has the extra torso, but also comes with an extra hand. I will tell you one thing. Even though I was kind of reading the comments, I was reading all the features and all the stuff that is in the website. I would say that XM does a really not the greatest job in giving the information in the right way. It can be confusing. Sometimes they kind of like copy and paste information and they change some wording, but at the same time it's telling you that you get like Flash is having 2 extra hands where he doesn't. He only have the torso and of course the 2 different torsos. That's about it. And they're saying that Flash has an extra hand, which I don't see in the pictures. But you know, with I think they just kind of copy and paste the stuff from the reverse Flash and they just made it look that way. But I like this one. This one, of course, is the hand ready to fight. I like that one. Of course, he's clenching the fist. I like that hand. And of course, he has the other one that he's holding the spear. I like that. It's really, really, really good. I think that this is a phenomenal piece for sure. I like this reverse Flash more, and this run is natural. This is the other hand, as you can see. So he has this hand, the other hand, and it's cool. You know, I think the whole concept, even the teeth is well painted. The eyes, the sculpt was good on the Rebirth version on the 1.6, and now of course they upscale it and they change some things around to make it look classic. But it's the same piece, the same sculpt, which is, in my opinion, was fantastic. I talked about it when it was announced, when it went on pre-order, and I like it. I think they did a fantastic job with this one. I will tell you one thing. I'm impressed about what they're doing, what XM is doing with this collection. I think that the potential is there. There's many pieces that they're coming. Here you can see both the 2 different torsos. We know that there are more pieces like a Superman. They're doing the Martian Manhunter. They're doing so many other characters. Lobo. They're coming into this classic line, and to me that is really nice. It's really good that they are tackling this, because one thing I will tell you, like as much as I love the Rebirth or the New 52, you know, for the most part, that doesn't mean that I don't have personally that I don't prefer the classic stuff. The classic will always be at the top of the list for me. That will be the things that I would prefer in any collection. So I feel that this one, in some way, you know, it's a nice touch to that. And there are many fans out there that really love the classic stuff. So now we're going to look at the 1/6 scale pieces. The price for these is 799 Singapore dollars. You get a 10% discount if you're a Prestige member. They're available worldwide. The edition size for all of them is 399 pieces, which is a really limited number. It really adds to the collectible value. The same sculptor, all of that. Now, when you look at the pieces, the thing that I have against this, the 1/6, which is disappointing, I was expecting this to have the extra part, the extra torso, and in my mind, I'm thinking that's going to make this the ultimate Flash above any other action Flash that we can see out there. But to be honest with you, just having one torso, and it's not even the one looking forward, it's the one looking behind, makes this a nice looking piece, but not the ultimate Flash for 1/6. Unfortunately, it doesn't. And to me, this is the poor version, even though it's not, I would say, poor on the price. It's not cheap at all. You know, they're asking for a full price, but you're getting less on the 1/4. So that really makes the 1/4 the collectibles that I would recommend, not the 1/6. The 1/6 not. And people were trying to compare the action pose in this case would be better than having the Twitter head, which I have in pre-order. I will tell you, I prefer the Twitter head, although there's differences because, you know, when you have to compare museum and action pose, they're 2 different things, you know, for 2 different type of collections. Now, I love action poses. I've always been a fan of action poses, but also I love the value of the museum pose. And I do think Twitter head in this new collection that they have, I think the museum pose is the collection that is really fits on the whole thing. And people are saying, do I need to pair this? Can I pair this with the Twitter head? And I will say yes, you can, if the position of this character was in the looking forward with the other torso instead of this torso. Now with this torso, it's not going to fit well. It's not going to do it. I'm sorry, it's not. Unless you want this standalone piece right next to the reverse flash. That's about it. That really disqualified this piece for my collection. Although I love it, if they come around and they say, we're gonna give you the other torso instead of this one, which I like this torso, but the other one I think is more classic, then you go for it. So that to me, it's like it's a bummer that they're doing that. And the same happens here with the reverse flash. It's the same thing. As you can see, the same price, the same limited number. Perhaps it's the one that benefits the most with that pose. It benefits, but it doesn't have the extra hand, which I like the other, the clinch fist. I prefer that one. But this one, of course, holding the spear, I like it. You know, it's good. It's not a bad thing. I will tell you, in the 1/6 scale, this one, it's better than the flash. And that is unfortunate that they went with the twister pose, with the one he's looking behind. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to me that it's going to fit on a 1/6 scale collection as good as I will say the 1/4. I think the 1/4 is the complete package. So I will go for the 1/4, which is really unfortunate because a lot of people were anticipating to have the same thing. And already some people have voiced their complaints on social media because they pre-ordered the 1/6 thinking that they were getting pretty much the whole thing, which they are not. Now, I love the sculpts. Don't get me wrong. I love what they're doing here. But if I gotta be honest with you, I think the 1/4 are perfect as they are. The 1/6, the only one that I will say perhaps is good there is the reverse flash if you like the classic, but also the reverb version is very similar and is a very nice piece too, but I prefer the classic version. The flash, unless you want to pair it right next to the reverse flash in a battle diorama, then go for it. Other than that, I don't think so, because they chose a very nice sculpt, but it's not the ultimate sculpt. And I will say that even the Oniri Creations is better, you know, even though it's already sold out. That is a much better representation of the Flash because he's looking forward in 1/6. And if you go for the museum pose, and of course, Twitterhead, in my opinion, even though it's bulkier, I love the bulkiness because it kind of fits with the collection that they're doing. Every character is a bit bulky in that collection for Twitterhead. So to me, that's good. I prefer that. I like the concept, but it feels incomplete for 1/6 scale collectors. Go for the 1/4. You're a 1/4 collector, then definitely you have the whole thing. You are the winner on this battle. But as a 1/6, I just feel like it's not enough. Of course, this is just my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button to remind you of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care. I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.